It's the Brightburn Kid. Hello, Brightburn Kid. How you doing? You want to borrow some money? Look, you can have whatever you want. Just don't burn me. Is this thing on? Welcome back to Big Mouth, and fancy seeing you here, and you are very welcome, my friends, and especially my enemies, and welcome to my thoughts on the Brightburn movie, which is produced by James Gunn. Now, from the very beginning, I think everyone on the internet kind of understood that this was a commentary on Zack Snyder's Man of Steel. But why would James Gunn make a film or produce a film with a commentary on Man of Steel? We all know the haters and what they think. They think that Zack Snyder made a Superman a villain rather than a hero, which is absolute nonsense. He's a great version of Superman. Yes, he's a little bit more angry and stuff. We see Superman as young Clark Kent getting angry and kind of heat visioning the door so his teacher can't do it. And I think when you watch Brightburn, you will notice certain parallels to Man of Steel. In fact, there's many, many parallels. But it's also commentary, of course, on how we bring up our children. A child's mind is like a sponge, and everything is soaked through their little minds. And I have studied child psychology, and I think there is some commentary here about how children are raised and what they're going to become. So the parents in Brightburn keep on telling this child that we believe that you're going to do good. You're here for a reason. It's the kind of dialogue you get from Ma and Pa Kent in Man of Steel, of course. But this is different because this boy becomes a killer. Brightburn basically is kind of a horror, making commentary on a superhero movie. That's exactly what it is. Brightburn in itself isn't a unique, groundbreaking movie. It's only groundbreaking and intriguing because it blatantly is kind of, it's making a defense for Man of Steel. It's making commentary, as I've said before, on Man of Steel. Now, obviously, I didn't know this before, but James Gunn actually wrote Dawn of the Dead, a film that Zack Snyder directed. I didn't even know they'd ever worked together before. So they are good friends, and I think now, since the Twitter stuff, James Gunn has been given a DCEU movie and then his MCU trilogy back, right? So basically, he knows he's bulletproof. He can do whatever he wants. And I do believe that Brightburn is a kind of a defense of Man of Steel. You really want to see a bad superpowered alien? Here he is. It isn't Superman in Man of Steel. It's this kid. You want to see a villain? You want to see someone going the dark direction rather than the bright direction? That's Superman in Man of Steel. This kid is, and so basically, in terms of the film, I did like the film. I did enjoy the film, but I do feel that it's a quick and easy horror. It's very predictable. It looks good. It looks good. It is scary. There's no questions. It is scary. It is a good time in the cinema if you like that type of thing. But as I say, I don't really think it's kind of building the fourth wall or anything like that. It is absolutely, blatantly someone trying to say, do you know what? Stop putting down Man of Steel, because this is what a bad kid can do. This is what someone without a soul can do, because this kid in Brightburn hasn't got a soul. It's as simple as that. And the choices he's making are kind of automatic choices. He's kind of reacting. So it's very different to Man of Steel, but obviously even the way he kind of, uses his abilities is interesting, because it's very similar to the way Zack makes Clark use his powers in a Man of Steel as well. So basically you can't look, anyone trying to deny there's a connection to Man of Steel here. James Gunn has produced a film here that has so much kind of connectivity to Man of Steel, but basically it's trying to make a statement. And it's a big statement. Now, this film hasn't done very well in the box office. I thought it might do a bit better. I think before the Twitter kind of things from 8 years ago came out, I think any film that James Gunn made would have been really successful. But also we've seen, just because an actor or a producer or a director is popular, just because they put their name on another project, it doesn't mean it's going to make the same money. So just because the MCU and Guardians is popular, it doesn't mean just because James Gunn was involved with Brightburn, it was going to make a lot of money. We've seen that so many times. Robert Downey Jr. has made some films since he's been part of the MCU, and they haven't had the kind of light on them or the success story of the MCU. So it's very interesting, actually. But I would give this film, I'll give this film 7.5, maybe 8 out of 10. I did enjoy it, but I enjoyed kind of thinking about Man of Steel and what they're trying to say with this film is basically you want to see bad. It isn't Superman in Man of Steel, as I said. It's this kid. So stop putting down that movie.